pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Entertain a motion for the acceptance of the May 13, 2025 meeting.
So moved.
Moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Entertain a motion for the acceptance of the minutes of the special meeting for May 20th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Entertain a motion for the acceptance of the minutes of the June 3rd, 2025 special meeting.
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Public forum for this evening. No one. We will then move on to presentations. Mr. Burns, you have a presentation for Rural Schools Association.
I do.
Okay, you're up. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm not only enjoying being a member of the Ellenville Board of Education, I'm also a Board of Directors member of the New York State Rural Schools Association. And every year the Rural Schools Association is honored to partner with the New York Schools Insurance Reciprocal, NYSER, to host a statewide student photo contest. The contest encourages the creativity and technical skills of students and highlights the wonderful and unique qualities of our rural communities and their schools and the pride we have in them. The Rural Schools Association, by its own name, is sort of along the lines of our New York State School Boards Association, only it works with much smaller and rural schools such as Ellenville, Onteora, Tri-Valley, and those. And the schools in our state that are rural are over 300, and over 100 entries across the state were involved in this contest this year. Full disclosure, when I became a Board of Directors member at Rural Schools and was aware of these contests, I immediately notified our radio, TV, and photography teachers, and not to brag, but over the last 2 years that we've been involved in them, we've won first and second place prizes. I knew that. I didn't tell Mr. Little from Rural Schools that we had such talented students. To be one of the winners of a statewide student photo contest is truly an accomplishment and an achievement worth celebrating, both for the students and their teachers. I am honored to represent Rural Schools Association President Dave Little, who usually comes to all of these, but when we canceled our last meeting, there was a conflict. So I'd like to honor him and present and call up Eva Orfanos to accept her award from Rural Schools. We have a replica of her photograph that won the contest. We have a certificate, and most importantly, a $250 check for Eva. Congratulations, Eva. Yes.
And a good actress, too.
Those are Eva.
So before,
Eva, I'm sorry, Mr. President. Pardon me, Eva. Eva, can you share where you bought those shoes? Those are beautiful shoes. They are beautiful boots.
he had too much soda tonight. Cut him off in the future. So before you go, Eva, I just want to point out that I happened to be present with the county executive, Jen Metzger, earlier this week, and Eva received awards for her roles, along with Tim Lukaseski, for their roles in videos on teen dating violence and human trafficking. And she won first place? Second? And first and second, and third. Wow, you swept it. You're like the Academy Awards. Yeah. They were amazing awards. It's sponsored by the awards, and the contest is sponsored by the Ulster County Police Chiefs Association every year, in partnership with Crime Victims Assistance. And I'm very happy because I told her, I bragged, I said she gave me the ability to swag on into the Chiefs meeting and say, that's right, I'm from the Ville. We're taking all these. So congratulations again, Eva, and thank you very much for representing our district. Thank you.
Mr. President. Mr. President, Madam Superintendent, is it possible to get a copy of Eva's photo and display it in the building?
We do have an extra copy of the certificate if you want to put that in.
I think
Wonderful.
I'm going to ask Mr. L to help us get that, and maybe lay out a poster with the picture and frame it and get it up there.
Okay, thank you very much, and thanks, John, for that presentation. Move on to reports, information, and correspondence. For myself, I have nothing. Board membership. I'd actually like to talk about the arts. Jody.
So tomorrow night we are having our first annual arts and music recognition that will take place here at the school at 6 p.m.
John, Hall of Fame.
Yes, we have concluded our Hall of Fame selections, but I am under order not to release those names now because we're still doing some contacts, but we should have that before the end of school.
Awesome, thank you.
Mr. President?
Yes.
Back on May 14th, I had the distinct honor and privilege of attending our district career day that was managed by the the high school guidance department. It was the 14th, wasn't it, Mrs. White? It was managed by the high school guidance department, and I was just very impressed by the way that it was managed, the attendance and the engagement. I'd like to extend our gratitude to the local businesses that were in attendance, and I would encourage continued work in that direction. I think it was very well done. The one request I would have of the community is that more stay-at-home mothers attend the event. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd also like to just take a moment. We had the scholarship awards on Monday. I always present for one of the donors for the Ronald W. Elias Award, and I read the essay, and I have to say that this young man, he went on about, he's got a lot of stuff that he's done here in the school district in the 4 years he's been here. Over 140 hours community service, way beyond the maximum number of hours required. But two things stood out. One was the impact that the MBK program and Mr. Mulhern had on him as a student and as somebody who was trying to make it here. And he said that was the impact was very profound on his life. That Mr. Mulhern and the MBK program were an integral part in helping him, along with the PTEC program. So these programs that we run here, they do have an impact on it. We don't see it all the time. We don't hear about it all the time, but it was very touching to read about the impact that these two programs had on this individual and the work that this gentleman has done, a student has done, and graduating. So just food for thought. Anybody else? We will move on to Student Representative Jack Henry.
Good evening, everyone. So for happenings and events, the Regents exams that took place today and will also take place tomorrow, they will resume on the 17th after classes end on the 16th. The Battle of the Belts took place on Friday outside near the tennis courts. Junior Senior Day took place last Tuesday at the prison grounds. The senior trip took place earlier in the week as they went to Virginia Beach. The student council elections are currently going on, and the senior commencement ceremony will take place at 6 o'clock at the track on June 27th, weather permitting. For athletics, congratulations to Christian Zielinski and Austin Salstrom for making it to the New York State Track and Field Championships. Christian will compete in the triple jump, and Austin will compete in the discus. They will compete on June 12th through the 14th at Middletown. And the varsity sports banquet for the winter-spring seasons will be on June 16th. And finally, for fundraisers, this is the last call to buy Blue Devils merchandise. The link is tinyurl.com/ECSD merch, or you can use the QR code.
Thank you, Jack. How was that? Were you out a participant in that Battle of the Belts? I heard it was pretty good.
I didn't personally participate, but I was involved in the event. It was run through the student council. It was very valuable to the students that were involved. It taught them about driver safety, seat belts, and what can happen if you are not abiding by safety precautions in a vehicle. So very valuable lessons there. Thank you to the Elmville Police and the New York State Police for helping cooperate in this event as well.
Thank you. Move on to Superintendent Lisa Wiles.
So sorry about that. A few things this evening. It really is a very busy time of year. In addition to the events that were mentioned, last week we had our annual art show at the Hunt Memorial Building. If you had the opportunity to attend, it was amazing. There are pictures that are out there on our social media sites, and I'm really proud of our students. And when you really look at the talent we have from pre-K all the way up through the 12th grade, it's amazing. And just to dovetail on that with the awards tonight and those other areas that were mentioned, I've had the opportunity to attend a Scholastic Achievement event that's sponsored by the Ulster County Superintendents, the Mahal Scholar Athlete events where we had students honored. And if you get the opportunity to attend any of the events and even graduation, hopefully it'll be outside, otherwise it's ticketed inside at the auditorium. You know, we're really celebrating a long journey for a lot of our seniors and a lot of accomplishments for all of our students. And it's a time where we can really see, you know, what the fabric of the school district is and the accomplishments of our students. So we're really proud of them and, you know, all of the staff and the hard work that goes into it over the course of one academic year or 2 academic years and so forth. I just want to remind our parents that there is no school on June 19th. It's for Juneteenth. That day falls midweek this year, so we will not have school. And I also just want to remind everyone we have a letter that's going to be sent home probably this week. It's our initial letter just informing parents, in case they haven't heard, that there will be a bell-to-bell, meaning the beginning of the school day to the end of the school day, ban on cell phones in the school district. And not just our district, it's every public school in New York. So we are working through some of the requirements of the regulation. We will be placing a survey where we have to get input from the community. That's part of the legislation. So we're going to put a survey up. I just want to reiterate, this legislation is very prescriptive, and we have to have the ban. This is not a school district choice. How we implement the ban may vary a little bit. We're talking about we have to have storage devices of some kind on campus here. I know that we've been looking at different options. We have looked at Yonder, and we're going to share that with the board at the next meeting, the Yonder packs and such. But we have to have a plan. We have to have a policy. The policy committee is meeting next Monday to work on a plan. We have a draft plan, but this initial letter's coming. Won't have a lot of details, but it'll just give the first summary of where we are. And that's all I have tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. John.
Madam Superintendent, I know that this has been coming down the pike for a while with these phones. We've known, everybody's known for a long time, that phones are not only a distraction in the classroom, that they're an addiction for a lot of students. And I just want to let you know that the Commission of Education has said that this is up to schools how they implement this. And already we're starting off talking with possible lockup places for phones and things like students can have them but not use them. They can be in their pockets, they could be in their lockers. They're doing these all types of things. When I was a kid growing up, people were allowed to smoke in the elevators. And I hated it as a kid, but there was nothing you could do. And then they stopped it. And people went cold turkey on it. Yeah, it was tough for a lot of people that were addicted smokers, but they went through it. If we're going to fix education in our school district, we need to completely abolish the use of phones. And the commissioner has given us that okay, and I think that that's the way that we need to go. And I won't support kids bringing phones into school. In one of the schools that I work in already, they're putting little $10 burner phones into plastic things and keeping their phones here. We know they're a distraction, and we need to abolish the use of those from bell to bell, 100%. That's the only way we're going to fix it. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to Vince Napoli, Assistant Superintendent for Business.
I have nothing to report tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Superintendent Kelly White.
Good evening. I just want to share that we are in the process of putting together our summer professional development calendar. I should have that prepared for you for the next board meeting. I'm finalizing some dates with some vendors, but there are resolutions to approve curriculum writing time and professional development, and they've been successful programs for us the last 5 years, so I'm hoping for another successful summer of learning and curriculum development.
Thank you. Assistant Superintendent for Personnel, Curriculum, Instruction Support, Mr. Scott Prokosh.
Good evening. A lot was mentioned this evening for celebrating our students, and it is a wonderful celebration, especially this time of year. We also want to just recognize and celebrate our adults and our employees. Last week we had our tenure, permanent, and retirement reception, and we just want to celebrate our individuals who received tenure and permanent appointments. Congratulations to them, and we wish all the best to our retirees in their retirement. So congratulations.
Thank you. We'll move on to personnel resolutions for this evening under 6.1, abolish position. Upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved that 1.0 full-time equivalent registered nurse position be abolished.
So moved.
Been moved. Second, discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. 6.2, memorandum of agreement with the ETA. Upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved the memorandum of agreement between the Ellenville Central School District and the ETS RPA Teachers Unit be approved as attached.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 6.3, summer band program. Upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, be resolved that Lori Warden and Christina Schoonmaker be approved for their summer band program once a week for 9 weeks, not to exceed 28 hours.
Moved.
Excuse me?
So moved.
So moved. Do we have a second? Second. Discussion. Jody?
Is it 28 hours for each of them or a combination?
Combination, that's why the resolution reads a total of 28 hours.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 6.4, memorandum of agreement, ETA. Upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, be resolved the memorandum of agreement between the Ellenville Central School District and the ETS RPA Teachers Unit be approved as attached.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 6.5, summer sports program. Upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, be resolved the following individuals be approved for the summer sports program July 7th. It's been moved. Seconded. Discussion. Jody?
Did we send out any information to our families on this program? What type of exposure are we having so we can get kids involved?
After the approval of the program tonight, we're ready to roll that out tomorrow.
Thank you.
John?
There are 10 summer programs listed, sorry. 10 summer programs listed here. 3 are to be determined as far as an instructor. Are we making any progress on that?
I know that they were working on it. I will follow up and get back to you on that. They're trying to find people to do it.
So we're approving them pending finding people for those 3.
Yeah, I have to bring you another resolution, hopefully on the 24th when we meet, to see if we have anybody by then.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 6.6, memorandum of agreement, SRP. Upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, be resolved the memorandum of agreement between the Ellenville Central School District and the ETS RPA SRP Unit be approved as attached. Been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 6.7, summer professional development. Be it resolved, the superintendent of schools is authorized to approve up to 20 hours of summer professional development taken between July 1st and August 29, 2025 for 10-month members of the ETS, RPA, and SRP unit at their
So
hourly
moved.
rate. Been moved, seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 6.8, summer professional development. Be it resolved that the superintendent of schools is authorized to approve up to 20 hours of summer professional development taken between July 1st and August 29th, 2025 for each unit. It's been moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Human Resource Specialist resignation. Upon the recommendation be superintendent of schools be resolved, the resignation of Susan Burns as Human Resource Specialist be accepted for the purposes of retirement effective June 30th, 2025 with regret.
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 6.10, abolished position. Upon the recommendation of superintendent of schools be resolved that a 1.0 full-time equivalent human resource specialist position be abolished effective July 1st, 2025.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 6.11, upon the recommendation of superintendent of schools, be it resolved that Dawn Birnbaum and Noelia Santiago be approved to attend the summer PTEC steering committee meeting not to exceed 2 hours at their hourly rate to be funded by PTEC. Moved and seconded. Discussion.
Mr. President?
Yes.
Madam Superintendent, Madam Deputy, is this a single meeting for 2 hours?
Yes, we meet quarterly, so one of the meetings fell in August,
Thank you.
and they are steering committee members.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 6.12, PTEC summer work. Upon the recommendation, superintendent of schools be resolved that Dawn Birnbaum, Brian Faduc, Mark Desarme, Jennifer Gillis, and Noelia Santiago be approved to participate in the PTEC student summer experience from August 12, 2025 through August 14, 2025, and one pre-planning day prior to the start of the experience, not to exceed 7 hours per day, at their hourly rate funded by the PTEC grant program. Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 6.3, curriculum writing, mid-school math. Upon the recommendation of superintendent of schools, be it resolved that Darlene Judson, Nancy Amore, Dominique Lindsay, Matt Mecking be approved for up to 20 hours of curriculum writing at a rate of $41 per hour work to work on the new math program. It's been moved.
Second.
Seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 6.14, summer curriculum writing. Upon the recommendation of superintendent of schools is authorized to approve up to 20 hours of summer curriculum writing completed between July 1st and August 29, 2025 for selected members of the ETS RPA teachers unit at the negotiated rate of $41 per hour.
So moved.
Moved. Second. Discussion. John.
So the summer curriculum writing is part of the summer professional development. So there's a request form that gets filled out when I notify the staff that the board approved the time. And I look at those requests as they come in. Typically at this point, they are for updating curriculum maps, or if there's a teacher moving to a grade level or teaching a new course, we typically approve projects for things like that.
So we don't know how many this will apply to.
Correct, yeah. That's how we've done this the last 5 years.
We can provide a report to you as soon as we have all of that.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 6.15, summer TV radio work. Upon the recommendation of superintendent of schools, be resolved Tim Lukaseski be approved to work 20 hours per week, not to exceed 200 hours, at a rate of $41 per hour work for the summer of 2025, effective June 30th, 2025 through August 29th, 2025. Is it moved?
It's been moved and seconded.
Moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. 6.16, administrative consultant. Upon the recommendation of superintendent of schools, be resolved that Frank Mulhorn be approved as administrative consultant at a rate of $85 per hour worked effective July 1st through June 30th, 2026. As needed.
Second.
Jody, do you have a discussion, man?
No, no,
What?
sorry.
Shh.
It's been moved and seconded.
Moved and seconded.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
All right, that's good. John?
Yeah, so we're in discussion, right?
Yes.
I've asked this before. This is an open-ended approval at a rate with no maximum hours. And I've asked that we kind of define that a little closely so people would know what we're spending. I'm not talking about who the people are or what the jobs are that you have in mind for them, but this is just an open-ended proposal here.
We can look back, we have it budgeted for Mr. Mulhern, so let me get the hours, I could add it in, or I have a meeting coming up on the 24th if you want me to table it, or if you want to table it, or I can just report
Is the
back
same
to you.
true for the next one?
Yeah, but the next one is really, the next one is just, we only use, he's not here in the same capacity Mr. Mulhern is. He's, Mr. Chasen's used just to sub, or when we have administrators out for a period of time.
It's the same exact title, though.
Yeah, we've always called it administrator.
So you're saying that we might need him for the rest of this school year?
Who?
Mr.
Mulhern?
Chasen?
Mr. Chasen, very rare, not as consistently as Mr. Mulhern. Let me pull it all together and I'll.
Could we table both of them?
Sure.
I'd make a motion to table if they'll withdraw their motion to approve it. It's not going to affect us for this school year.
No.
It's for next
No.
year.
I'm fine with that.
Maker of the motion is fine. The second to the motion? You? Are you good? Okay. Mr. Burns, you have a motion you want to make?
I'd like to table 6.16 and 6.17 till the next meeting.
It's been moved.
Second.
Second, discussion. All those in favor to table till the next, till June 24th. You have a question or you want to vote?
I was voting yes.
Okay.
I'm in favor.
All right, all those in favor? Opposed, no one? Motion carries. It's tabled until June 24th. 6.18, appointment of CSE, CPSE Committee. Upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved that the following Committee on Special Education and Committee on Preschool Education members be established for the 25-26 school year.
Move the list.
The list has been moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. Approval of personnel for summer CSE and CPSE meetings. Upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved that the attached list of personnel be approved to participate in summer CSE, CPSE meetings and conduct testing as needed at their contractual rate. It's been moved. Second? And seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 6.20, special education teacher. Upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved that Zachary Francis, it's a unique spelling, who holds a professional New York State certificate in the area of students with disabilities 712 ELA, be appointed to a position of special education effective September 2nd, 2025 at a contractual rate of $87,625, step 10, bachelor's plus 0. Be it further resolved that should Zachary Francis obtain an advanced degree, it's been moved and seconded. Discussion? John?
I know we've had difficulty hiring positions, but when we hire positions now, are we just considering the years of experience, or when we look at a salary like this for a first-year teacher in our district? I know we're having difficulty getting some teachers.
We usually, when we calculate the salary and the step, we've been consistent with recognizing the years of service in public schools, 1 year for each step, but we will never exceed step 10.
And just for information, there's a hold at 15.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, there's a hold of 15 until you have 15 years of Ellenville years.
Got it,
And
thank
we
you.
explain that to all the candidates.
Okay.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. Administrative leave. Be it resolved, I'm going to question this, is this a number? Be it resolved that, because it looks so much like a date.
Yes, that's how we've been advised to put it on. It is a date.
Okay. Be it resolved that employee 6/10/25 is hereby placed on paid administrative leave during dependency of an investigation. Moved, seconded, discussion? All those in favor?
Wait, so we're identifying employees by dates?
Tonight, yes,
Okay, thank you.
just on administrative leaves.
Okay.
We've been advised by the attorneys to lay.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. Under budget resolutions for this evening. 7.1. Whereas the Board of Education of the Ellenville Central School District has received the results of the May 2025 annual school district vote on proposition number 1 to approve the annual 25-26 school district budget from the chief election inspector, and whereas the total votes cast in proposition number 1 were yes 252, no 109. Now therefore be it resolved that after the tabulation of all the votes cast on the May 20, 2025 annual school district vote, the Board of Education hereby declares the annual budget of $68,607,772 of the Ellenville Central School District for the 2025-2026 fiscal year has been approved.
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Somebody want to move 7.2 and
Motion to
7.3?
move 7.2 and 7.3 Treasury reports.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 8.1, education resolutions. Be it resolved, attached list student IEPs be acknowledged as appropriate. There are 119.
Move the list.
It's been moved.
Second?
Second. Discussion. All those in favor? Some motion passes, and we'll move on to 9, construction
Motion to move
resolutions.
9.1 through 9.7 on construction.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Under other, 10.1.
Motion to move 10.1 through 10.11.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Mark your calendars. The next meeting will be, it's not on here, but it should be June 24th. And then we will have July 1st, 2025 as our reorganizational and regular meetings. And then our only other meeting in July will be July 22nd, will be our regular board meeting. If there's no further business before this board, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Been moved? Seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? We're adjourned.